Stable Diffusion can read your mind. So this is not peer reviewed, but it's a submitted paper.
First, can you explain to people what Stable Diffusion is?
So Stable Diffusion is like Midjourney, but open source. Okay.
Got it.
It's a diffusion model to generate images. So you give it a prompt and it'll generate images. Okay. Apparently, they showed a bunch of images to humans, and then they put them through an FMRI.
What is an FMRI?
It's a functional magnetic resonance imaging machine.
And in English, what that
It's an
means?
MRI. Like you remember how an MRI works? Like you go inside.
Yeah, I know what an MRI scan is.
Yeah, it's an MRI scan. And fMRI shows the exact blood flow in all the regions.
Oh.
So it's like a more
In all regions, it should.
in the brain.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So only in the brain. And
It's a big clarification.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's important clarification because a lot of people are going to get MRIs.
Yeah.
So it just gives you a map, and then you take that map, and apparently if you feed it to Stable Diffusion and train it appropriately, it'll reconstruct that image very well. Like you can see from this, it's not really reconstructing the same image, but it's reconstructing the concept. Like the presented image was a bear, okay, and what the person was thinking was of a bear. And Stable Diffusion generated that. So just from your brain scans, I can generate images. I don't know how real this paper is, by the way. I need to go back and look at it. But I saw this on Twitter a bunch of times. But they are able to reconstruct what you're thinking about.
Based on scanning your brain, basically.
Based on scanning your brain. I imagine one day you'll just have a handheld. And it's hard to make a handheld MRI or fMRI because apparently these powerful MRIs require something called a Faraday cage, which is basically a concept for a different video. But essentially, you can't do it handheld. But someday they're going to figure it out, like a quick helmet that you can wear or something like that. And you can just figure out what another person's thinking.
Another person's thinking, another person's dreaming.
Yeah.
Now, analyzing what happens in your dream is like, you can imagine a movie.
Yeah. I think communication becomes faster, no? When you can just do thought to thought. Like Elon Musk once said this, okay? Which is that what's the fastest way of communicating over a desktop or a computer? We have this many keys. We use 10 fingers.
10 fingers.
So the bandwidth is 10 fingers what we have. With mobile phones, it's actually slower because you're using 2.
Correct.
Right? He's saying, but what if you could transmit at the speed of thought?
It's called telepathy.
Yeah, it's called telepathy, right? That would be much, much faster. And it would allow us to get lots done faster. Like if I just give you a full download of everything that happened yesterday instead of me doing a 1-hour meeting with you, I'm just like, instantly it's done. Like 1 second it's taken. That could be possible. Right now, you obviously can't use it because it's lossy.
Yeah, now I'll just see a very blurry version of what happened yesterday.
Yeah. Now I see a blurry version, it could be wrong, whatever. And communication requires like, the better you are at communicating, the more nuance you add into it, the easier the person on the other end.
Oh, this is like that Black Mirror episode, right? Where everything gets recorded.
Yeah. This is different from the Black Mirror episode. It's not about recording, it's about what's going on inside your head. So you'd know. If your partner wants to cheat on you, you'd know. Right? I don't think society can function with this because, digressing a little bit, but do you know why gorilla eyes are black? Like the sclera are black. I don't know if it's called the sclera, but the white parts of your eyes. Do you know why they're black in gorillas and why they're white in humans? There's a theory called gaze theory where gorillas have black sclera or those parts are black because they're a deceptive society.
Gorillas.
You can't tell where a gorilla is looking. You can't tell if it's looking up, right, left, whatever. With humans, you can clearly tell where the eyes are looking.
Correct.
So through gaze, I can be like cheetah or whatever, tiger. So you can just follow a person's gaze. And that therefore humans are meant to be a more collaborative society. Primates, even though they have the resources, they don't have as many resources, but they don't build complex societies, right? They don't put things together with each other. So communication is extremely important, but also one thing that differentiates us from all lower order life forms is we can lie very well.
Correct.
Humans are really good at lying. And a lot of society depends on lying. I would argue that if people didn't lie, society would just collapse.
Yeah.
Like if the government just told the truth about everything, there'd be widespread panic and this thing, right? If banks told the truth about how much liquidity they have, it's done.
Yeah, deception is important.
Yeah, deception is important.
For general stability.
For stability.
What a weird statement, but it's important.
Yeah, that's what like a lot of young kids, when you're 20, you have this angst that, these people are lying to me. These people are doing this. Like, this 20-year-old will do, take a bong hit for the first time and be like, I get it. Like the world's lying to me. Yeah. But when you get older, when you get to 40, you'll be like, actually what? It's actually a little important for the government to conceal information from me.
Because it's also like, no one should know what your base primal / carnal / emotional feelings at any given point are.
Yeah.
Because they are so instinctive and so uncontrollable that they are not necessarily the most accurate representation of what
Yeah.
you would want to do, and
And we have inhibitions.
and we have inhibitions.
Yeah.
So that is not healthy.
I don't think such a tech should exist. If you just know what's going on inside every leader's head,
Yeah, it's not.
it's not good.